DroneShield has secured a $40 million European military contract to be fully delivered this quarter, the company's largest single order, exceeding its entire revenue for 2024. We are joined this morning by Oleg Vornik, the CEO of DroneShield. Oleg, great to have you on the show. Just walk us through this interest that you are noticing in Europe.
DroneShield has historically supplied several dozens of countries. However, in the last couple of months, we're seeing a significant increase in interest from Europe for both the use of the European countries themselves as well as shipment to Ukraine. DroneShield has been present through its handheld and also on-the-move counter-drone solutions right since the start of the Ukraine war. However, we're now seeing ongoing surge in demand from Ukraine, as well as Europe, of course.
I'm wondering, after the announcement of that very big deal for your books, I'm wondering what other conversations are you having in Europe at this stage? Any signs that you might be close to signing any new contracts here?
Europe corresponds to approximately 1.1 billion Australian dollar pipeline for DroneShield, approximately half of our total $2.4 billion pipeline that we have globally. Other significant regions being the US and Asia Pacific. Within the European pipeline, we have a number of unique opportunities. Europe is a sector we have built over the last several years and now developing on-the-ground presence, scaling our sales and operations, and also moving into European-based manufacturing to support the demand.
I also have a bit of a technical question, Oleg, and I'm sure you can help us understanding what is going on here. I was reading how some of your systems are not able to detect radio silent drones and at the same time, therefore, disabling them. I'm wondering whether your technology is actually vulnerable to this, and what are you doing to address it, really?
We use multi-sensor solutions for our system. So it's a combination of radio frequency sensors, like you mentioned, but also radars, cameras, and the like. So even if a drone is completely radio frequency silent, a radar, one of the radars that we use and stitch into our command and control system that our customers use, would still be able to pick up the motion of the drone and then display it to the user, who will then have ability to defeat it in a number of ways.
Interesting. I was also wondering about, the growing importance of drones in wars, and whether the sentiment you are seeing in Europe is quite unique to this region, or whether you're also facing similar interest from other parts of the world.
This is truly a global phenomenon. Other areas we're seeing, for example, are South America, where narcos are using drones extensively to combat government agencies and each other and so on. We're seeing that in terrorist organizations in Africa. We're seeing that in gray zone warfare, the number of totalitarian regimes are doing around the world. So it's truly something that started when we began about 10 years ago, but really ramped up 3 years ago since the start of the Ukraine conflict. Is essentially all the bad guys are picking up on the fact that you can easily use a small drone to do surveillance, to deliver payload, and all kinds of other techniques, all for a price of a couple $1,000s.
But given how fast technology moves, given how the level of innovation is just so quick in this space, are you still of the opinion that your systems and your technology as they are able to respond to all of these changes going forward?
This is 100% a technological race and a cat and mouse game. We employ approximately 230 engineers and growing. We'll be close to 300 engineers in our Sydney facility by the end of the year. And with it, we deploy quarterly updates to our artificial intelligence software engines, and the hardware itself gets refreshes every couple of years. So this is 100% a very rapid evolution, and what we're seeing in Ukraine drives that technology everywhere else around the world.
And Oleg, do you have any plans to list in any of the European markets?
This is something that DroneShield board reviews regularly, and when it makes sense, we'll look at the listing. So today we are approximately 2.5 billion Australian market cap business listed on ASX, And when the right time comes in terms of the right size and liquidity, we'll sure look at it. But what we're noticing is that there are already a number of European and UK and US-based investors on our register. So being ASX listed does not necessarily provide too much of a deterrence for them.
Interesting. Okay, we'll keep tracking those developments and those decisions. Thank you for joining us today, Oleg Vornik, CEO of DroneShield.